Allowing cell phone use in the classroom can have serious long-term effects. Constant cell phone usage distracts students and negatively impacts test scores and long-term retention. With recent advanced technology, students have access to any and all information from their cellular devices. This is an astounding innovation, however, it can easily lead to cheating. Not only are cell phones a distraction to the student using the phone, they can quickly cause a classroom-wide distraction. As a student, your main focus should be your education, so put the phone away, your texts can wait.
Hi, I'm Uma with Trailblazer Media.
And I'm Sydney, and this is AACTV. Now that Halloween is over, it's time to get ready for the holiday season. But before we do that, let's go to Kiera for a review on Teaching and Training's Fall Festival.
Definitely my favorite thing about the Fall Fest is seeing how happy it makes people.
It's probably the biggest event for teaching and training.
Honestly, I think my favorite part is just seeing the kids happy.
The Fall Festival is an annual event held by Teaching and Training to raise money for their academy. It has been a tradition for 5 years and will continue for years to come. This year, it was held at AACT on October 27th.
The Fall Fest is a fun get-together for all ages. It's a place where we have a bunch of booths that include like goblet pong, we have pumpkin ring toss, we have a photo booth, face paint, bag decorating, balloon animals, and a bunch of other fun things.
Fall Fest is really important to us because it's a time we get to really interact with the community, especially around ACT.
Usually was inside, and then last year was the year that we moved it outside just because with COVID, they wanted us to be spread apart. So again, we're outside, but this time it's outside with no restrictions.
Fall Fest is a good opportunity for students to channel their creativity and skills, as it is entirely student-run and operated. Students of the Academy elect a student coordinator who oversees organizing the event.
I am the Fall Fest coordinator. I am running the Fall Fest.
Students and volunteers are also given the opportunity to hand out candy, design their own games, and run booths and activities for Fall Fest.
So I am running a booth. I'll be bringing my car in. I'm running a game called Scooby Darts. So I'll be dressed up as Scooby-Doo, and then the kids they'll have a board that they'll throw like ping pong balls into cups and stuff, and each cup is a different point, and they'll get more candy for it.
I worked concessions last year, which was a good time, and now I'm actually running so that's going to be cool. I'm excited to see how it goes.
The Fall Festival is a fun activity for all, and it supports a good cause. Make sure you attend next year to support the Teaching and Training Academy. This is Kiera Parrish with Trailblazer Media.
Thanks, Kiera. That looked like fun. Trailblazers, there is a book drive happening here until November 22nd. You can find crates for your donations throughout the school.
Hey senior, the time has come to order your senior sweatshirts. Look for the flyers and posters around the school and scan the QR code to reserve your size. Sweatshirts are $25, which must be paid to Miss Jones before December 22nd.
Ever wonder what teachers do for fun outside of school? Rachel and Omar recently looked inside a fantasy football league that some staff here at AACT play together to see what it's all about.
With all the pressures of school and work, teachers need something on the side, a form of hobby to relieve stress and have fun.
Well, yeah, sure. That's kind of the point I was making before. It's kind of a hobby. It's something for us to do on the side that's kind of a stress reliever. Not have to worry about work all the time, and doing it together with people that we work with, that makes it even better. And sure, it helps us to get to know each other better. That's a plus.
In order to cope with stress, the staff at ACT and a few others have created a fun way to compete against each other.
I don't think the league is 100% comprised of staff members at AACT, but probably about 80%.
So what is this activity that various school staff members compete in? Well, it's fantasy football, of course. Fantasy football is an online platform where everyday people can create and coach their very own football team.
It's a group of people that come together and form their own league, and they get to create their own fantasy team. So they draft players that are actual players in the NFL.
Points are scored based on the performance of the players drafted.
And then they're given a score based on their individual performance in their game on Thursday or Sunday or Monday.
And the man behind it all, Mr. Zorn, created the league out of a desire for a community.
So I started feeling more confident, so this year when Mr. Zorn asked to join the league, I said for sure.
As with any sport, major competition arises, with some falling further behind from others, and one person standing above them all.
Mr. Gifford. Yeah, he's got a pretty good team, and he's been doing this a while, so.
But Mr. Gifford is not a prideful man. He simply laughs off the comments.
That's funny. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. There's, it's really just a kind of random. Sometimes players do well, and sometimes they don't. It's out of our control. So that's the weird thing about it. But yeah.
The school staff has found a way to relieve stress and at the same time grow closer with each other. A friendly competition with a side of engaging battle, but who will win?
Anybody can be good at it. That's the bottom line, because the data is out there, and it's just a matter of crunching the data and going through it and making predictions and figuring it out. So you don't have to necessarily be a huge football fan to do well in fantasy, right? So there's everybody's really competitive.
Vote now who you think will win this year's Teacher Fantasy Football League. I'm Omar Vasquez reporting for Trailblazer Media, and goodbye.
Wow, that sounds like a blast. Thanks, Rachel. Picture Day happened a few weeks ago, and these photos are the ones that will be seen in this year's yearbook. Are you curious about what goes on in the yearbook class? Well, you're in luck, because we have Ibarra to tell us all about it.
Capturing moments and recording them in a memoir. That is what we call a yearbook. This year, our yearbook class is being taught by our newest staff member, Mrs. Cushing. Although this is her first time teaching such a class, things seem to be running smoothly. They've already decided on what our theme is going to be, but how exactly will that be represented?
So the theme for the yearbook this year is Dr. Seuss-esque, and also like where the places will go. So it's going to be very whimsical, a lot of pastel colors, fun lines. Our students are interested in using like truffle-trees throughout it. Some of the different Dr. Seuss quotes we're going to incorporate into it. And so we're going to be incorporating that into the book throughout by just keeping like those pastel colors, more squiggly lines, and also fun fonts throughout.
Although Dr. Seuss isn't our mascot, he represents our school in such a bright and vibrant way. In addition, there will be new content added to this year's book. For example, although AACT doesn't have our own sports team, we still have lots of talented athletes that take part in competitions at their own schools. It's important that they're represented here as well.
And then another cool thing that we're trying to add this year is more of a sports page. So we're allowing the students who do sports at different areas and different schools to submit photos of them playing that sport throughout the year, and then turning those into us, and we'll create a whole spread about sports.
Since this is our yearbook, it's only fair that we get to take part in its creation. But how exactly can we do that?
We've been going through and taking pictures of all the classes happening. Some of my students have actually created little quizzes or like infograph things for those students to fill out about the activities that they're doing. And they've been interviewing those students a little bit too when they are presenting projects and things. So that's one way. We're gonna have a bunch of like QR code quizzes throughout the year so kids can get their inputs into our yearbook committee, and it will be things like, what's your favorite Halloween costume to wear, and things like that. So just kind of opinions to get some different perspectives into our yearbook.
It's really great that this year's design incorporates the thoughts of its students. But what are some other ways that AACT students can participate in the yearbook?
We also have an Instagram page that students can go and like post pictures onto. We might have some quizzes or some polls that go on the Instagram page as well. So students can submit any type of photos that they take throughout the year to the Instagram page, and we'll take those photos and incorporate them into the yearbook.
Students can follow and share their pictures on Instagram at AACT.yearbook2023. On another note, seniors, don't forget to turn in your senior quotes due November 2nd. Let's continue to make wonderful memories in this wonderful yearbook. Reporting for Trailblazer Media, I'm Ali Ibarra.
Thank you, Ali. Yearbook looks like a fun class. I'm sure you're all aware of the surplus of student-run clubs being introduced at AACT. from mural club, guitar club, astronomy club, and much more. We have Eli here to give us an inside look on the Tinkering Club.
AACT has many different academic learning opportunities. Those opportunities allow and create clubs based on students' interests. One creative club, the Tinkering Club, allows students' mind to expand on their creativity. Tinkering in this case is using your creativity to experiment and build projects. These projects happen on Tuesdays after school.
Well, the cool thing about our club is that we want it to be, the ideas to be driven by the members. We are going to do animatronic figures where you create like a crank and build art on it and it actually does something. But we put that on hold so that we could do the pumpkin carving contest. So what we're trying to do is create a pumpkin that's teched out with different circuits and lights and who knows what we come up with. Hopefully they're learning new things with coding and programming, but also artistic designs and activities, and even STEM, like engineering, different projects. I wanted to create an opportunity for students to learn different things that might not be something they learn in school or in a formal class.
A member of the Tinkering Club named Manya joins this club based on her educational experience from middle school and to be involved with her creativity.
Well, I have multiple reasons for joining this club. One of them is that I took STEM for a semester in 8th grade and I really liked it. The last advanced project that I did was at Juno, and from there I knew that I wanted to continue more into STEM lab and get to know like more technology and be more creative. I want to express my creative skills more and go beyond and abroad. So I want to learn more with technologies, and I want to know more about the robotics system and coding. I'm really excited for the coding part because coding you get to like function the robot, and then we also have like different varieties of like LED lights, circuits, and I'm really excited for that.
For students with innovative minds, join the Tinkering Club and create fun project with Miss Stewart Lydiard. Reporting for Trailblazer Media, I am Elijah Lara.
Tinkering looks fun. Thanks, Eli. Make sure to check out all the new clubs we have to offer. I'm Sydney.
And I'm Uma with AACTV. See you next time, Trailblazers, and have a happy Thanksgiving.